friends, and welcome back to my channel. It is like full swing summer for most of the country right now. I'd say Los Angeles and Southern California probably has like another 2 weeks before we really hit summer. We are still in full-on June gloom. The sun just came out, but every day from like, sun up until like 3, we have something called June gloom, and in May we have May gray, and it's basically just like overcast, gray, cloudy, foggy up until like, I'd say late afternoon, and then it will burn off. But this is like something that happens every May and every June. And I feel like for us, summer doesn't really start until July, but then we get July like all the way until like the end of October. So it's almost summer for us. Summer is like here already for everyone else, but it's not quite here for us. But everybody knows what summer means. We all want that nice, healthy looking summer glow. But we all know that the sun is just, the sun is bad. The sun is so damaging to our skin, but we all want that summer tan. So what are you gonna do? Well, I am gonna show you today how to fake that summer glow. So let's just get started. I first put some color correcting tinted moisturizer on my face in just my normal shade, which is medium. If I ever were to wear foundation, I typically wear the color Dewy, which is like a middle of the road neutral color. It's not warm or cool, and it just pretty much matches my skin exactly. If I ever say like go on vacation and I'm in the sun a lot where it's kind of like hard to prevent getting some kind of color and tan on your skin, then afterwards I would kind of shade up to the color tan, which is like a warmer color, kind of like a half a degree up. So I'm actually going to take some of this and I'm gonna put a little bit on my face. So I already have tinted moisturizer on, but I want to kind of just like deepen it up or warmen it up a little bit. So I'm gonna use some of this foundation. And I'm just gonna like focus on some of the areas on my face like that would get tan or a sunburn. And that's what you'll wanna think about while you're doing this, is when you're going to put on like a fake glow or like fake sun-kissed look, you have to think about, well, when I do or when I have gone in the sun before, where do I get the color? So for me, it's definitely like my cheeks, my forehead, and my nose. So I'm gonna kind of focus on those areas for where I'm gonna add the color, because that's where I would like naturally get like sun tan or burn on my face. And that's how I'm going to kind of emulate a natural look without actually being in the sun. Because like I said, the sun is bad. I know we all, love that look, but it's how we get wrinkles and other, not favorable things. So the more you can protect your skin from the sun and learn how to do a faux glow, the better. All right, so now I have just like a nice canvas on my skin. I'm going to start building on the color. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put on some contouring. So contouring I would kind of do in a normal situation, not trying to like bronze up my face, but it's kind of step one in adding color to my face in those areas so that I have this gradual glow on my face. So I'm going to take my color correcting tinted moisturizer in deep. So I will take this, and I like using this tube, which is like the tester tube, just because it's really easy to put on. But for me, I put calling this bronzer. I put contour underneath my cheekbones, and then I'll put it on the sides of my nose in a minute and up top of my forehead. But I'll do them one at a time just so I have a moment to blend them in. But like I said, this is just kind of like step one. We're gonna put some more color on top of this, so I'm using this as a way to like build my fake tan. And the brush I'm using here is like the perfect size to do this with. It's not too small, but it's not too large. It's called a small contour brush. And it's just like the best size brush for this, at least in my opinion. All right, so I added a little bit of contour to my cheeks, which is gonna get the color started here. Now I'm gonna put a little bit on my forehead, and I'm really gonna make sure to work this into like my hairline because I wanna make sure it looks natural, or as natural as possible. So I'm really not shying away from going right over my hairline. And like I said, these are the areas that if I were to be out in the sun would get the most color. forehead, cheekbones, and then my nose. But right now I'm actually just gonna do contouring on my nose, and then we'll do the color part on that afterwards. So for me, I contour the sides of my nose to help kind of slim it down. And I'm gonna use the smaller brush, a precision flat angled brush, to kind of map out where it goes. And then kind of use that to brush it in. All right, so there's the contouring, which is kind of like step one, as I said, to building on this color onto my face, so I get as natural of a glow and of a fake tan as possible. So next up, I have to think about the products I'm using, and I'm going to be using cream-based products and powder-based products. So you want to use all of your cream-based products first, and all of the powder-based products last. So the product I'm going to use is I'm going to try to emulate like a bit of a sun-kissed look. So when I say sun-kissed, I mean kind of like a little bit of a sunburn. Not like bright red lobster, but like that really nice, like, you know, a little bit of pink on your cheeks after you had, you know, a day in the sun. So I'm going to take my palette. I had been playing with something earlier, so there's some makeup on it already. I'm going to put a little bit of this new ShadowSense that we have, and it's called, I always get it wrong, Sunbaked Shimmer. And it's from the new California collection, and it really is that perfect sunburn shade. Not like I'm trying to emulate like a sunburn, like I said, but I want it to be like just this little hint of color on my cheeks. So I'm going to take a little bit of this, and I'm going to mix it with our Pearlizer, which is our like luminescent foundation. I'm going to take that and just mix a little bit together. It's got the shimmer and like the sparkle to it. So I'm going to take it and I'm just going to like dot it on my cheeks. And then I'm going to use my angled kabuki brush to work it in. Now I think using this like pinkiness is actually the way to get a really like natural looking faux glow, because if you were in the sun, you would naturally get some of that pink to your skin. Like no matter what, you would get a little bit of that pinkness. And fake tans are just the brown, just the bronzy. So I think the way to make it look natural is to add in a little bit of that pink. So I put in a little bit on both cheeks. I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm just going to be blotting it out on this because I just want it to be a little flush. I want to keep it as natural looking as possible. And then I'm also going to add a little bit to my forehead. Like I said, what I think gets the most natural look is having a little bit of that pink. Because like a natural day in the sun would give you like a hint of a burn, if that makes sense. So not like I want to look like a lobster, as I mentioned earlier, but I want to make sure that I have some of that natural coloring. And like any makeup look, really, blending is your friend. So make sure to really blend in your makeup as much as possible. So now I'm going to do a little bit on my nose, because my nose is absolutely the first thing to get color. So I'm going to use a smaller brush, and I'm going to make sure to really blot it off on this because I just want a little bit. I'm just going to add it to like the bridge of my nose because, like I said, that's where I get burnt or tan, but that's where I get color. The top of my nose always gets color. All right, so that's the cream-based products that I'm going to use. Next up is I'm going to add in that bronzer. And I'm going to use, this is our translucent powder in Bronze Dust. It comes in like a big tube, but I don't really like the tube, so I take it out and put it in my own container because I want to use my own big fluffy brush. So the way that I do this is when there's already product in here. Usually I dip my wand or my brush into the product very lightly. Then I take the cap of it and I tap it off in here to get like the lightest application. You can always add more later, but if you put too much on at first, then you know you're gonna have to like figure out how to get rid of some of it, and that's harder to do. So blot it off as much as you can. And then I'm just gonna go over all of the areas that I've already put product on. And I'm gonna go a little bit further down into my forehead here because I have 2 products on the top already, so I'm gonna add a little bit more in the middle just so I don't have like a white spot. And I'm also gonna add a teeny bit to my chin. And like I said, the more you can blend, the better. All right, so the last thing is I'm just gonna add a little bit to my neck. All right, so I feel like I have most of my glow. I'm gonna add a little bit of pop to my eyes using this golden shimmer pencil. I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna put a little bit of a line on my upper lids and on my inner corners. This color just complements the glow really well. So instead of doing like a harsh black line, I'm just gonna like accentuate my glowiness with this golden shimmer pencil. And in place of using like snow on my inner corners or a lighter color shadow, I'm just gonna use this. All right, and last up is I'm gonna put on a lip color. I'm gonna use this new color called Sunshine. It's also from the California collection. It is this really pretty pink that has like a golden undertone to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. I've been dying to try this, and when I saw it, I was like, this will look so good with a tan. Just like that perfect color. All right, so there's the 3 layers. I'm gonna give it a second to dry. And then I'm actually gonna just top it with the gloss that comes in the California collection as well. And this is Citrus Grove. So this gloss, it's like an orangey with some golden like sparkles to it. But the really cool thing about this gloss is that it actually smells like a orange creamsicle. It smells really good. All right, so there is my finished faux summer glow look. So don't forget, when you're trying to do a fake tan, you want to, 1, think about where in the past, when you've gotten a sunburn or a suntan, where did you get color on your face? Those are the areas you want to focus on. You're not taking like a bronze color and putting it everywhere. You want to actually highlight where the sun gets your face. Number 2 is it's not just about bronze, it's also about that little bit of pinkness, because that's what's gonna make it look natural. It's having a bit of that pink, because all those times you have been in the sun, you got a little bit of that pink as well as the bronziness. And when you just do the full-on bronze, it's not as, I don't wanna say like natural or realistic, but in essence, it's like not as much realistic because you don't have that pinkiness. So I feel like the pinkiness is really what helps you get that natural look of like, oh, I spent the day at the beach, or like, and not just like, oh, I got a spray tan. At least in my opinion, that's what really helps make it look a little bit more natural. So think about where the sun naturally will hit your face when you've had a day in the sun, and then 2, not only do the bronziness, but also get a little bit of that pink, a little bit of that sunburn. Not lobster and not tomato with hair, but that little bit of just like sun-kissed. And make sure to do a little bit of both so that you get that like well-rounded sun-kissed look. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know how you do in your own faux glow look in the comments below, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.